Thousands of years ago, before the rise of modern science or industry, humankind created wonders that defy our understanding. They shaped stone as if it were clay, forged metals with unmatched precision, and built mechanisms so complex that even today, we struggle to replicate them. But somewhere along the river of time, these inventions vanished, swallowed by history, buried beneath centuries of dust, and forgotten by their own creators. What secrets did the ancients know that we have yet to rediscover? Our story begins on the coast of Greece, where in the year 1902, sponge divers searching for treasure stumbled upon something strange, a corroded lump of bronze hidden inside an ancient shipwreck. When it was finally cleaned and examined, scientists realized they weren't looking at a weapon or a statue, but a machine. Gears, wheels, and inscriptions covered its surface. It became known as the Antikythera Mechanism, a device over 2,000 years old. Using a complex system of interlocking gears, it could predict solar and lunar eclipses, track the movements of planets, and even mark the dates of the ancient Olympic Games. A mechanical computer, centuries before the first clock was ever made. Who designed it? How was such precision possible with primitive tools? Some say it was the lost knowledge of the Hellenistic engineers. Others whisper of ancient star maps passed down from forgotten civilizations. Whatever the truth, the Antikythera mechanism reminds us that our ancestors understood the heavens better than we ever imagined. From the seas of Greece, we journey east, to the sands of Egypt, where another forgotten wonder once turned the desert into gold. Ancient texts speak of a mysterious powder the Egyptians used to preserve bodies, coat tombs, and even dissolve stone. Some call it the white powder of gold. Alchemists believed it was a miraculous substance, capable of healing, of extending life, and even connecting the soul to the divine. Modern science has yet to prove its existence, but hieroglyphs and recovered remnants suggest the Egyptians had mastered a chemical art we no longer understand. How did they purify gold to such perfection? Could they have discovered forms of monoatomic elements long before modern chemistry? Whatever it was, this powder was so sacred that priests guarded it, as if it were the key to eternity. Today, all that remains are fragments, hints of a lost science that once shimmered under the sun. Further east, deep within the jungles of Sri Lanka, lies another enigma, the Cement of Sigiriya. The fortress of Sigiriya rises like a giant stone ship in the heart of the island, its walls coated in a plaster that has withstood monsoons and time for over 1,500 years. The secret lies not just in its ingredients, but in how it was made. Modern tests show the plaster reacts to humidity. It heals itself, a living cement. The technology has been lost for centuries. Even today, engineers studying it admit they can't fully replicate its durability or resistance. How did ancient builders, without machines or modern tools, create a material more advanced than our modern concrete? Perhaps, as with so many other lost inventions, the knowledge was passed through generations orally, until war, disaster, or pride erased it from memory. Far to the west, across the Atlantic, lies another forgotten marvel, the Baghdad Battery. Unearthed in the 1930s near modern-day Iraq, these clay jars contained copper cylinders, iron rods, and traces of acid. When reconstructed, they produced a weak electrical current, enough to power small experiments or create electroplated gold. 2,000 years before Benjamin Franklin, the ancients may have harnessed electricity. Were these primitive batteries used for ritual, medicine, or perhaps the secret gilding of sacred idols? No one knows. The idea of electricity in antiquity challenges everything we think we know about the timeline of human progress. It suggests that discovery is not a straight line, but a cycle, a rise and fall of knowledge. And then, there is the most mysterious of all, the liquid fire of Byzantium, known to history as Greek fire. Described as a weapon that could burn even on water, it terrified entire fleets. The Byzantine Empire used it to defend Constantinople for centuries, yet its formula was guarded so fiercely that it died with those who held it. Historians have searched for clues. Chemists have speculated. Perhaps it was petroleum mixed with quicklime, or sulfur, or even an early form of napalm. But none have been able to recreate it exactly. Witnesses said once it touched a ship, there was no escape. The flames clung like a living creature. Was it chemistry? Was it divine punishment, as many believed? The truth remains hidden, locked away with the empire that vanished beneath the crescent moon. 5 lost inventions. 5 glimpses into a forgotten genius that once illuminated our world. Each one challenges the myth of progress, that humanity is always moving forward. Perhaps knowledge is not a ladder, but a circle. Civilizations rise, create wonders, and then fall, leaving only whispers behind. The Antikythera Mechanism, the Egyptian white powder, the Cement of Sigiriya, the Baghdad Battery, and Greek fire. Each reminds us that the ancients were not primitive. They were masters of science, art, and spirit, bound by a wisdom we've yet to fully reclaim. And maybe that's the real mystery. What if the knowledge of the ancients wasn't lost, only waiting for another age, another civilization, to listen once more to the echoes of their genius, to look into the ruins not just for stones and relics, but for forgotten truths. Because somewhere, buried beneath the soil of time, the inventions that shaped the ancient world still whisper, daring us to remember.